everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and today we'll be discussing metaphysics, and then I'm going to run a guided meditation. First off, how is everyone doing today? I can tell you a little bit about my day. My day was, JT Farms is here. Awesome. Hey, JT Farms. So good to see you. So good to see you as always. I saw you in Kitten's Kung Fu stream earlier, and that was pretty cool. It's always cool to see you supporting the health and fitness community on Twitch and checking out the channels. I really hope you're getting something out of it. Yeah. So yeah, today I did good. You have a good workout for you. Yeah, his energy workouts are incredible. His qigong, his martial arts. But I'm particularly fond of his qigong. I used to do qigong back in the day, and I still do it, but not nearly as much. And there were two poses in particular that I would do. One was carrying the sky, and it consists of grasping your hands like this and pressing up, which I can't really see it from this angle, but pressing up, through the sky, and that was one. And then the other one is carrying the moon, and this is the one that I still do. And you're basically make this shape, like a moon shape, and you hold it up. You look up through the hole in your hands of the moon. And it's funny, I started doing those exercises maybe 10, 12 years ago or so, and all my back pain went away. It was amazing. So that led me to believe that it's not just physical ailments that can cause physical pain, but also mental ailments, right? Or maybe energetic ailments, right? Because that qigong that I did all of a sudden opened everything up, and I felt amazing, and my body felt lighter, and I was just doing two qigong exercises. So I thought I still remember that, and that's pretty cool to me. You get a good workout, huh? Yeah, he does a lot of cool stuff in there. I've done his workouts numerous times, and I always get something out of it, and that's why I recommend Keith to anyone. He's a great streamer, and he's also like a kind guy and like super nice, amazing human being. And then also he's from Chicago too. He's from the same place I'm from, so like we have those roots too. I don't know if that means anything. But to me, it kind of does a little bit, It's just like, yeah. Oh, hey, kids, I was just talking about you, man. I was literally just talking about how awesome of a dude you are. You can confirm that with JT Farms if you want as well. I was saying that you're an amazing guy. She was saying that she gets a lot from your workouts, and I was saying I do too. And I was talking about how I used to do carrying the moon and lifting the sky every day, and then I still do lifting the sky, and it opened up my energy in my body, and like my back pain went away, and how awesome it was. It's amazing. So that I was saying that got me thinking that we can get a lot of pain in our bodies from energy blockages. It's not just like tightness or tension or whatnot, but like if the chi energy is not flowing through your body, then things can get blocked up and locked up, and it's really important to do the energy work that you promote on your channel, and also meditation, right? We got to go in and try to explore and hunt around in our internal space and see where all those blockages lie, because if you can find those blockages and you can open them up like you can through qigong and meditation and some of the other energy arts, then yeah, you can get rid of a lot of that pain. And it's kind of an important thing, because when you're in a lot of pain, it's really difficult to be kind and loving to the people around you, and more fundamentally, it's really difficult to be kind and loving to yourself when your body is screaming in pain, right? You don't expect someone who just got shot in the leg to be, singing like positivity, and exuding pure love and joy to those around them. You expect someone who gets shot in the leg to be screaming, and probably, swearing and dropping F-bombs and whatever, and like panicking and in a fearful state, right? When you're in that much pain, it's so difficult to not only recognize your own love and oneness, but to give that to others. A few of the masters, a few of the spiritual masters over the years have been able to do it. And I've always thought that's really cool. That's like something I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Someone who's like, in the midst of pure horror and terror, and everything in their existence is just causing them to suffer, yet they're able to somehow bypass all that and have a clear mind and feel peaceful and feel joy in that state. Like, how do you even do that? Like, how do you even muster up the courage and the tenacity to be in that extreme amount of pain and still exude love and still choose to side with pure love? I mean, that's impressive to me. All right, so let's see what we said in the chat. Well, we got some talk between Kittens and JT. That's awesome. They're two of my favorite people, so that's cool. Thank you so much. Absolutely, blockages and stagnation are no bueno. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right, Keith. Blockages and stagnation, man, they cause rot and decay, right? Because if you're like cheese not flowing right, and if you're that's going to have an impact on your blood flow, right? And your anxiety and where you're going to hold your tension. Are you holding tension, in your head? Are you holding it in your forehead, in your eyes, in your jaw? A lot of people hold tension in their jaw. A lot of people hold tension in their neck and shoulders. And we don't want to have that tension there. It's bad on so many levels. It's bad on pretty much every level that I can think of. So like, if there's things we can do that are gonna make those blockages go away and make us thrive and evolve, then we want to go for them. We got to go for them. So yeah, that's what's important to me. That's what's important in life. Trying to go into. And here's another interesting thing. I think the common mindset. If you just ask, like, Western culture, do you want to go into pain, or do you typically try to avoid pain, right? And everyone, not everyone, but most people, the vast majority of people will say, oh, of course I want to like stay away from pain, right? That's something I try to avoid. I try to avoid pain and seek pleasure, right? We're pleasure-seeking creatures. That's what the textbooks tell us, right? And that's what society typically tells us, right? But there are some people that understand that sometimes the pain and suffering has a purpose. So rather than run away and claw away, as fast as you can from that pain and suffering, why not go into that pain and suffering? Why not go into that space and explore it? There could be something of value there. You're already feeling it. You're already gonna feel some pain and discomfort, and if you're constantly running from it, you don't build up the tolerance. You don't build up a tolerance to it. You don't build up the mental fortitude and emotional fortitude to be able to overcome that pain. So, it's okay to go into it and feel it. And then a good thing to do is you can take that pain and you can using sublimation, put it off in other directions. You can write a poem like JT Farms and I do, right? We're poets. She's a phenomenal poet. I love her work. She's a big inspiration to my poetry and to my overall existence. And when we write poetry, a lot of times it's really dark and it's really deep, and we're exploring the inner recesses of our being. Basically, we're finding that existential angst within our soul, within our heart chakra, and it's just we feel that pain there and that trauma, and we're letting it go. We're releasing it into the world, and we're saying, this is something I need to express. This is something that is so fundamental and has caused so much trauma in our lives that we need to express that, right? And that's so poetry is a great form of art. You could be a painter, right? You see some of the most amazing paintings up there, and that these amazingly talented people have created, and they can convey so much. It's amazing because it's like sometimes a single image can convey more than a trillion words, right? You know, I don't know. Images are cool in what they can convey, and poetry tries to use words for such that you'll formulate graphic images and a graphic representation in your mind of what the poet's trying to convey. And painting, is just more straightforward. It's like, look, this is my mental depiction of this event, of this place, of this idea, represented on a canvas, that such that we can just look at it and have that experience. They're just different mediums, but they're all good ways of getting rid of existential angst and coming to terms with our pain and suffering. JT Farms, you say physical pain is I can do without, but I chose to go internal and sit with my pain, and it has done a lot for me these past few years. Exactly. You know what? I definitely identify with that as well. Yeah, because when we have internal pain, when we have internal blockages, they're gonna stifle our ability to evolve and grow. And some of us have had more trauma. Some of us, live our lives and they're pretty just average, normal, typical lives. And you go to high school, maybe you go to college, you get some job, corporate job or something, or whatever. You work 9 to 5. You get married. You have I think it's like what, two kids and 1.5 cars, or the other way around. I don't know how you could have 1.5 kids. That's actually like, I don't know how you could have 1.5 cars either. That's really fucking weird. I know it's just an average, but it's still kind of funny to think about. But anyways, yeah. So a lot of people have those typical lives and typical lifestyles, right? And then your life is confirmed by the people who live around you, in that it's like, hey, they're doing the same thing I do. They have the same types of jobs. They do the same kind of work. They live the same kind of lifestyle. So that must be the right way to live. And so it's like a community of people constantly using confirmation bias to reinforce the belief that certain particular way of living, in suburbanite America is correct, right? Or wherever you are in the world, whatever the standard is, whatever the standard of living is, right? But is it correct? Just because a lot of people live life in a certain way doesn't entail that that's the best way to live one's life. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. JT Farms, you say, it revealed me to my own. Yeah, to your own pain, right? And yeah. So I mean, it is kind of interesting, right? What do you guys think? I mean, should we live the standard life? Should we? Are there better ways to live? Should we constantly try to evolve and grow and move and change and improve our position? Should we just get comfortable and settle into the standard mode of existing and within our given culture? I mean, if you think about it, think about how it changes over time, right? I mean, everything from the concept of beauty, which is a social construction. Well, some people will argue that there are certain features that a beautiful scene must possess. There are some necessary conditions that must be satisfied in order for a given X to be beautiful. Some people will argue that. There was a guy that worked in the coffee business for 20 years. I met this guy in my philosophy master's program, and he said that there is an objectively best coffee. And we're all like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? No, it's a predicate of personal taste. Does this coffee taste good to you? Right? Everyone's got their own favorite coffee or their favorite way of making coffee, and but he argued that the amount of tannins and some other factors contributed to what was the best cup of coffee, and there is such a thing as some cups of coffee being better than others. Now, I don't buy into that notion. But he'll argue it tooth and nail, right? But anyways, I was talking about beauty. That beauty's the same way. JT Farms, you're saying domestic bliss. I want to live alone in the woods with your animals. You have always been the unconventional type, right? From the stories you've told me, you've definitely always gone against the grain. It's in your nature, right? You're a rebel. You're a born fucking rebel, you know, and you go off into the world and you do things the way you want to do them, not the way that society tells you those things should be done. And that's something that I like about you, because it takes courage. You know, it takes courage because it's easier. It's easier to just do the run-of-the-mill thing, right? Just do what everyone else is doing, right? And then have everyone else confirm it, and then you'll feel a little more secure in your choice and your decisions. And then, you know, you'll always be just kind of living in that lifestyle. JT Farms, you say my attachment to my humans keeps me locked behind these walls. Yeah, I know. You love animals. You have such a strong love. We were talking about that yesterday. Your love for cats, or your cat and your dogs and your fish. You have a very strong. You said you love those things, those animals more than people, right? And if it wasn't for people, you know, I guess you would be running off in the woods, right? You'd be doing something more primal. You know, you're not one to be locked behind walls. You're definitely a free spirit. I get that. So, with that being said, anything else on anyone's mind? Anything else going on? I know my tone was a little somber at the beginning of this stream, but you know, a lot's going on in my life, and it's been pretty challenging. So it got me thinking a lot about pain. Naked and barefoot with wolves. Wow. That is I have a good primal image of you naked and barefoot with wolves. I could see you doing that. I can totally visualize you doing that. Like that, you would be like, and they would love you though. They would be like up on your leg, you know, like rubbing themselves like on your leg and like, you know, like panting and like surround you, and they'd have like a protective circle, you know, around you when you slept, such that if any like other creature or any human being intruded in your space, they'd run after him and make sure he wouldn't get to you. You know, they'd fight, you know, tooth and nail. They'd literally give everything they got for you. You know, you would have that control over those wolves. Excuse me, sorry about that. I don't know what the social etiquette is about coughing on stream. I figured I'd just do it like that. If anyone is highly offended, you can leave now or forever. What do you say? Forever hold your peace? I don't even know what that means. I think that's the wrong thing to say. Like, I don't even know why I said that now. You said you'd be on all fours with them howling at the moon. Yeah. And there is something to be said about howling at the moon, you know, especially when we got a full moon, when we got like a full moon. I mean, I've been to full moon ceremonies and, you know, some of the holistic circles that I've traveled. You know, we go out and we check it out and we experience it, and we're staring up at it, and everyone's talking about the energy and the life, you know, and the existence that we're all feeling at the same time, checking out that moon above us. I mean, let's see. Oh, you say I'm so silly sometimes? I'm silly. I have never been silly in my life, and that's a guarantee. That's actually objective fact. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but there was an 11th commandment in the Bible, and that it was that you must recognize that Agni James has never been silly in his life. And that right there is like something really important, you know. So like, hey, you know what, Hyperdumb, I'm giving like a historical, you know, lesson on you know, the religious context of the Bible that people never understood or something. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I guess I'm being silly. And Hyperdumb, you say, oh, I'm totally going with the wolves. What if people are just werewolves who got stuck? I dig that idea, right? Right? Yeah. What if people are just werewolves who got stuck, right? I think that, I mean, you know what? That's as legitimate of a possibility as anything else on the market. You know, if you look at Christian Judeo, you know, philosophy and Islam, and if you look at all the other religions, Taoism, you know, Buddhism, I'm gonna say that maybe the werewolf notion is on par. I mean, as far as evidence goes, we really don't have much more. we don't have much more, but we have an internal evidence, right? We can go within and see. We can go and explore the source of truth within, you know, and that's at least what I believe. You know, I'm not saying that that's like got to be everyone's fact. I would never push an idea on someone, but I do believe that by journeying inward, one can learn much about where one comes from, who one is, and what one's essence is. Uh, I mean, it's not a high bar, but I'll take it. Ha ha. Yeah, yeah. And then JT Farms, you say, who needs evidence anyways? Yeah, and what is evidence, right? I mean, well, that's a whole nother discussion. I mean, I don't even know if we should go in that direction. Evidence. I mean, it's basically things that we find that are relative, or that are that support an idea, right? Is that what evidence is? Hey, we got Terror Time here. Awesome. All right, we could use the energy Terror Time. We could use it. Spam your emotes. We got to get this going. We got to get this party started. We've been talking about werewolves and getting down on the epistemological skepticism, rabbit hole. We've been going down that rabbit hole, and it's getting kind of dark in here. Let's see, JD Farms, you said, who needs evidence? You live by feel. You're a very intuitive creature. As far as Terror Time stream goes, everyone should definitely go check her out. She is one of the top fitness and health streamers here on Twitch. She streams all sorts of amazing workout routines. She's always doing something new. She integrates props into her workouts, which is pretty awesome. And she makes it fun. And that's the best thing. Because, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you're working out and it's boring and you're not getting much out of it, then why are you even there? It's like torture, But if you're working out and you can actually make it fun, you can make that excruciating tension and tightness entertaining, then you got something special going on, and that's what Terror Time can do. So check out Terror Time stream. Hey, we got Kittens here. Awesome. Kittens Kung Fu is here. How's it going, Kittens Kung Fu? Yeah, check out, and he's the other one. He's her partner in crime, so to speak. Yeah, Kittens is an incredible Qigong martial arts teacher, and he streams here on Twitch under Kittens Kung Fu. So go check out his stream. Give him drop him a follow. He knows his stuff, and we were actually talking earlier about energy work and how you can undo blockages, right? When you do like Qigong and some of the energy arts, and when you meditate as well, right? And if you can undo those blockages and kind of open yourself up, then you're sure it puts you in a more vulnerable state, right? You feel a little more vulnerable at first, right? Because you're so much more receptive to everything around you. But at the same time, you can take in more information. You can understand more, not just about the external world, but about of your place in the internal world. And you can dive in there. So Terror Time, you say, ranks so much, Agni. Oh, thanks. I was gonna say ranks so much. What's going on here? What does that even mean? But yeah, that clarification is always good. And then yeah, we got a good group in here. We got some really good people. We got some good streamers, and these are people. All of you know not by now, that I'm going to speak to you in a genuine fashion, and that when I tell you I love you, I mean it, because I love everyone. That right there is my foundational belief, that everyone is the same as me, and that I love everyone. And if you hold that view, that's like an intense view to hold, right? Because it's like, how could I love someone who has done X to me or done Y to me? How could I still feel loved for them, But if you do choose to hold that view, it's life transformational. Your whole world kind of opens up, and you can connect in a way that you never could prior. So it's just something to consider if you ever want to go that route. I mean, there's plenty of people that don't want to think about that, right? There's plenty of people that are just not going to go deep. They're not going to really think about what I and other people have to say, because we're saying things that might go against whatever pre-existing foundational beliefs they have. And people don't like to challenge their pre-existing foundational beliefs. I mean, how many people go out there and are like, oh, today I'm going to take every single thing that I know and I'm going to cast it in doubt and put, look at it with a skeptical lens and really review my foundational beliefs and see if there's any that need to be updated or changed. Because the foundational beliefs of our belief system are the roots of the tree, right? And if you are like yanking out the roots of the tree, it's going to change all the thoughts that are the branches and going up the bark, right? So it's like a scary process, right? To try to go to into your foundation and dig out and yank out the thoughts that are causing us pain and suffering, right? But people don't want to do that because change is scary. But you got to look at it in the long-term perspective, right? And that's what I try to teach. It's not a short-term game, it's a long-term game. If you can go in there and really get out all of the problem beliefs, all of the insecurities and all of the fear and all of the worry, if you can get all of that out from you, if you can just yank it out, just take it out from there and replace it and supplant it with beliefs that are things like our essence is love, or we are oneness, and all those beliefs that basically keep us grounded in reality and keep us connected with people and on the most fundamental level, then you're going to live a much better quality of the rest of your life. So it's like, sure, you have to go into the pain sometimes. You have to go into you have to suffer sometimes, and you have to explore that suffering, and you have to see why. So look for purpose and meaning in that suffering. But in the long term, hopefully, the idea is that we will have more peace and more love. And if it's going to take a bunch of suffering in the process, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to go that route. I'm willing to delve into it. It's everyone's choice, though. It's everyone's choice. I'm going to go into whatever pain that is there and whatever is causing me that pain, and I'm going to really try to see if I'm holding some beliefs that are incorrect, that I shouldn't be, that are making me miserable, and I'm going to get rid of those beliefs from my belief set, such that I have a more pure, minimalistic belief set, which allows for just love and kindness to the world. All right, I've got to get back to chat. I know I get loquacious on here. All right, we have it's a legit view to have. Absolutely, JT Farms. I don't know the context because I've been talking so much, but for so long. But I'm assuming you're talking about yanking out the painful roots, the roots in our belief system that are causing us pain, right, and supplanting them with something better. I think so. Your passion is infectious. I'm here throwing my arms up and saying, hell yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you're here, and I'm happy that my passion about this does come through to the viewers, because if it didn't, none of this would matter, right? If it was just me sitting here, doing just spouting my mouth, running my mouth and saying what I feel is necessary to say and what I feel is important, then if it was just me and I was the only one that ever saw this, I mean, what good is that, right? But the fact that you're here and believe in one love, and that you believe in oneness, and just extending that love to others tells so much about who you are and the work you've done, and how far you've progressed in your lifetime, right? You are a shaman. That is your purpose. I mean, you're doing it on a daily basis. With your wisdom and your poetry, and it's really impressive. I've always found your intuition and your intuitive ability to seek within and explore those dimensions and those realms, and come on up, still breathing, as such an admirable quality. And thank you for being here, and thank you for being my friend. Okay, all right. Well, I've been talking a lot. Let's see. Talking to myself can become weird, but you got the animals around, right? You got the cat and the dogs and the fish, right? So it's not like you're talking, you can just play it off. Like if someone walks in the room and they're like, what are you saying? Like, who's even in here? You just got to be like, oh, I was just talking to the pets, right? Shaman shit, yeah, absolutely. I mean, what is shaman but, a healer, right? It's a healer. It's someone who's wise, who understands how how to help people, and that's what you've become, and that's I'm going to anoint you on Twitch as Shaman JT Farms. I don't know if I have the power vested in me to do that, but if so, then so be it. You are the official shaman of the Evolve Yourself TV channel. I need to make a badge, official shaman. I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be a cool theme actually. Maybe I should do that because people have been coming up with great themes. Like Grace Yoga has this beautiful theme. She's another streamer here on Twitch, and she has a beautiful yoga stream with like gardeners and flowers, and it's just like you nourish each other, and it's just such a healthy, wholesome, beautiful thing. And people that are going for these themes, I think, are on the right track. So I've been thinking about what theme I want to come up with, and maybe that would be it. We could be like a tribe of elders or shamans or something. I don't know. Well, you could be the shaman, and like, I don't know. Maybe I could be like the guy that like, goes fills the bucket of water and like brings it back to the village. I don't know. I'm always big in telling everyone to drink water. I drink so much water. I'm drinking water all the time. I literally I drink 2 gallons of water a day. Like, I don't know anyone who drinks that much water per day. But when I do Bikram yoga, 105 degrees, 105 degrees, 50% humidity, a 90-minute class, I drink 2 gallons of water on those days. And by the way, when I drink that much water, let me tell you, I'll piss like 11 times. I know that's kind of crude and whatever, but it's kind of ridiculous. Imagine that, like, wasting all that time during your day, right? All right, let's get back to this. Yep, self-healer first, you said, JT. And you have a lot of power, Agni James. Well, thank you. I'll tell you what, I have a lot of energy sometimes. I definitely have that. That's a good thing to have. It can be good and bad though, right? Because if someone's like intense and has a lot of energy, they're gonna swing both ways real hard, right? Like 1 minute they're gonna be like super positive and super loving and super, feeling great, but then when they swing back, it's gonna be that equal and opposite effect, right? So it wasn't pretty earlier today. Like if you had seen me earlier today, you would not be you'd be wondering about what kind of power I had. I was pretty down today, when I was doing my morning routine and getting ready for the day. This was a rough day, but I ended up going to a HIIT class, a HIIT Pilates class tonight, and it was in the hot room as well, and that was pretty awesome. That kind of energized me. And then I cooked some salmon, watched Kitten stream, and like I've been feeling better, since, and I have some more energy and more love to give, because that's the thing that I'm most afraid of in my life, is that I will be so miserable, or so I will come to a point where I'm so miserable or so just sick in some way that I won't be able to help others, and I won't be able to do what I want to do, which is try to spread the love. And it could happen, but I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it every step of the way. I don't want to be in a position where I can't do these streams and help teach people how to meditate. Okay, well, we got a lot going on here. Let's see. And we're here to help pick you up. Kittens, thank you. Thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate that, brother. This is life we're hit with blows sometimes. Things just don't go, things just don't work out the way we want them to, or the way we feel they should. And it's really tough, and it's really disappointing. And when that happens, we gotta just keep moving. We gotta just try. We work through it, and it's okay too. By the way, here's something like crazy, like that should be discussed. There's like this weird notion apparently in like men's culture, right? That men are supposed to be these tough, rigid, uncaring beasts without emotion or whatnot. But you know what? It's cool if a man. It's cool to let out whatever pain you have. Men can cry. Like there's this notion that like it's like weird or like not like manly to, if you like are in pain and you cry or something, or if you just are suffering in some level and you cry. It's perfectly fine to cry, and that's something that I'll say right here, and I'll stick by that 100%. If I'm in a terrible emotional state, if I've just lost someone I care deeply about, if I'm suffering, I'll probably end up crying, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. And it's just it's a weird notion developed over the years, that the concept of a man could not could not be one that cries, and that's I find that bullshit, by the way. Let's see, JT, you said your power transcend the mind and body. Yeah, I mean that's what I try to do, right? I try to get rid of all the ego, because like I'm fucking prone to ego, and I hate it. I hate it, and I fight it every day, and it's like the biggest battle that I ever have waged against anything in my life. And I'm always trying to let it go, and I can get rid of it, but I got to keep digging around in my foundational belief set and find out whatever the hell is causing it, because it fucking creeps in there. It's like this sneaky little thing that kind of creeps in under the radar sometimes, and then I'm left suffering because of it, and I hate it. I hate the fact that I'm prone to ego at times, and I can get rid of it. I've gotten really good at clearing it out. So it's like it will pop in, and then I'm like ego, and then I'm like, why am I acting this way? I don't want to be this way, and then I can let it go. Through the energy arts and meditation and yoga and all this stuff, right? I can let it go, and I've gotten good at that. But it still will creep back in at times. Something will happen. Some X in the world will pop up, and then all of a sudden, like I have some ego creeping back in, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating that I can't get rid of it all the time, and just be like in that Zen state all the time, where I can give maximal love to those around me. That's what frustrates me the most about it. Like I was saying earlier, I can't always give that maximal amount of love that I want to be able to give. So, but I'm working on it. We're all works in progress. Let's see. Terror Time, you say, I'm grateful to meet you. Well, I'm grateful to meet you too. Thank you so much, Terror Time. You always make me smile. You're a wonderful soul, and you bring so much here. Twitch early on, Twitch had the reputation of being a toxic place. Where gamers would come on and spread negativity and be like that. But this fitness and health category that you're a part of, and that you're doing so much for, is just like bringing in all this wealth of positivity and love into this community. And we're changing things. We're making things better. People from toxic streams will slip on by, and they'll come on into the channel, and they'll say, whoa, there's people here meditating or talking philosophy, or working out, or doing qigong. I mean, that's kind of cool. Maybe I should see what this is about. Maybe I want to break from this toxicity. And they'll come in, and then they're hooked, because positivity feels so much better. When we're positive, we can feel that love, we can feel that light, and they're hooked, and they want more of it. They want to learn how to be happier and get away from the toxicness of some other places. So Terror Time, you're making a difference. And then you say, you're so fantastic human being. Well, thank you. That's kind of you to say so. JT, you say, I love a man who's confident enough to be vulnerable. Yeah. I mean, what I can say is, at this particular moment in time, I can be vulnerable, and I can allow myself to be vulnerable, because it's important, and it goes along with the authenticity thing and the genuineness program that I've undertaken. Those of you who don't know, those of you on the channel, 3 years ago, I decided to be brutally open and honest. I want to, and I advocate, I espouse notions of radical openness and honesty. And it leaves you vulnerable, right? It can leave you super vulnerable. But if you know that your deepest essence, your inner kind, your deepest kind, the thing within you that makes you is pure love, and that pure love is unassailable. If that is your foundational belief, if you have that kind of conviction, if you know it 100%, and there's nothing and no one that can take that away from you, if you know that with 100% confidence, then whatever phenomenal world distractions come forth, whatever pain and suffering comes forth, you're going to be able to fight it off eventually, because deep down you know who you are. Wow, I was pretty intense there. I'm sorry if I scared anyone away. I got a little intense there. I just I have a lot that's built up in me right now, and I need to express. So thank you for being here and hearing me out. Hyper dumb, yeah, man. And dude, you have been like an awesome new addition to the chat, man. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for what you have to offer. You're a smart dude, and you have a great sense of humor. So basically, you're in the right spot, because this stream is not for people who don't have a good sense of humor, and this is not for people who aren't smart. So you say, sometimes I feel like Men Don't Cry had to start out as a prank that somebody took too seriously. Yeah, right? It gets fucked up. I mean, from our biological standpoint, all scientific evidence supports that it's healthy, that it's literally healthy. It's good for men to cry. It's good for everyone to cry, like all human beings, basically. When you're sad, the literal response to release that sadness is to cry. And yet, maybe it was a prank. Maybe someone somewhere along the line, someone said, if you cry, you're not manly or whatever. And some insecure dude oh hey, Allie Smalls, great to see you, awesome. Welcome to the community, and thank you for following. We're talking about crying right now, and how it's totally cool for men to cry. There's this weird stereotype that that says men shouldn't cry, and if you do, you're considered weak or whatever. But that's bullshit. If you look at all the scientific evidence, it says that it's healthy to cry. When you're in a lot of pain and suffering, that literally that's the body's way to release all that pain and suffering. So I'm trying to advocate for that, because I think it's important for those. For dudes out there to know that they can just, if you're in a shitty state of being, if you just lost a loved one, if you're going through some tremendous pain and suffering, dude, cry. It's going to help you in the long term, man. Let it out. Release it. Release it from your being. Okay, let's see. JT Farm. Wow, we had a lot of people saying stuff here. All right, hold on a second. Let me go back in the chat. I got overrun. I was being loquacious again. Let me go back to this. All right. Because it's hyper dumb. You said sometimes you feel like Men Don't Cry started out as a prank. Some took too seriously because it's that dumb. It's like mischievous uncle telling a 5-year-old, hey, you heard Men Don't Cry, and then nobody corrected them. Yeah, right? Exactly. It's totally idiotic. It's idiotic to think that a man should not be allowed to cry, or that it's shameful for that man to cry when that man is experiencing suffering. The body, over the course of evolutionary history, evolution selected for tear ducts, right? If it was the case that men shouldn't cry, we wouldn't have tear ducts. That would be, think about it. We wouldn't have that emotional response. We wouldn't feel that urge to cry at times when things are that terrible, right? This is evolution telling us that this is a healthy, natural way to get rid of sadness and turmoil. All right, and then JT Farms, you say that fucking right, yeah, and KT Farm or Kittens, you're like, that was great, thank you, man, thank you. And then JT Farms, hey, I'm not smart, should I leave? Hello. JT Farms, you're all, and that's one thing that you need to work on. You need to work on getting over that notion, of like, you didn't go get a PhD, you're not smart or whatever. That's such fucking bullshit. That's some more bullshit. Whoever came up with that crap, that intelligence is equated with how much education you have, that person is full of shit. I'm telling you flat out right now. And I was someone who used to fucking be all about academia, but you know what? Some of the most wise people I've ever met have never gone to college, and so that's just how it is. It's just how it is. So don't ever think that you're not smart because you don't have a PhD or something like that. That's just absolute bullshit. All right, and I stand by that. Okay, you said Mobius is here. Metaphysics. Yeah, we're doing metaphysics here. How's it going, Mobius? Let's give a shout out to Mobius. Let me get this going real quick. Shout out. All right. I thought I had you on the. All right. Well, hold on. This is ridiculous. I think it's an L. I always forget with the. All right, let's try it out this time. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so go check out Mobius' stream. Mobius is cool because he's a fitness streamer here on Twitch, but he also does other stuff. I was hanging out with him the other day when he was fixing his air conditioning in his car. He's like a real positive influence. He's a good man. He's a good human being, and he's someone that is just a great to watch. He's educational. It's just you learn a lot. You learn a lot about working out, and he's just a genuine, real person, which is what I always look for in others, because I'm sick and tired. I don't know how it is in Canada, Mobius, but in the U.S. there are so many fucking fake people. You know, go to L.A. and to like experience it. It's like, holy shit, this whole goddamn city is just putting on a facade. You know, like I cannot stand the fakeness and that I think it's like a sickness actually, by putting on this false front of who you are as opposed to just being yourself. Be genuine, be true. You know, and Mobius is true. That's why I like him. Okay, let's see. Kitten, you said you're not smart either. Yeah, right. Two of the fucking wisest people I know are telling me that right now. That's absurd. We'll just hang out in the corner. Let's go bring our kitties for sure. Kitty talk the rest of the stream. Oh my God. I don't talk kitty and dog all day. Don't really speak human anymore. You talk kitty and dog all day. You don't really speak human anymore. That's cool. Intelligence and Mobius, you said it, intelligence and education is 100% mutually exclusive. Yeah, absolutely. You know, absolutely. And that's something that people should know. That's something that needs to be said. And one cool thing about like I did go to academia. I did do the academic route. I have a master's degree in philosophy, right? But from that standpoint, I feel like I'm even more I can say it with more conviction that some of the smartest people I know have never finished high school, and some of the dumbest people I know have fucking, you know, advanced degrees and shit, because they have no self-awareness, they have no idea who they are, and they just are completely detached from reality. So keep that in mind at all times. All right. Typerdom, you say, to be honest, compared to everything else there is to know in the universe, nobody knows anything. So I don't know if there's any such thing as smart or dumb. Yeah, I mean, what are smart and dumb? They're constructs, right? They're concepts that human beings made to try to define certain classes of people, right? It's like, oh, you have an IQ in this range, you are smart. You have an IQ in this range, you're dumb. You know, but it's like, think about what goes into an IQ test, right? And what it's actually testing. There's an infinite amount of traits out there, right? Of mental acumen, right? Things that we can understand about reality, and there's millions of these, right? And out of all these millions, I mean, we just honed in on a few that we found salient for a given conversation or at a given time and place or in a given culture, right? So it's like, oh, you know, if you have these few properties, you're smart, and you have these few properties, you're dumb. Or if you have these few properties, you're, you know, blah, you're X, but if you have these few properties, you're not X. It's just, we're just carving up reality. We're not carving it at its joints. We could get into a philosophical discussion of natural kinds right now, actually, but that would probably be a little too tangential. But I'll give you a quick thing real quick. So natural kinds is the notion that there's certain ways to carve up reality that is truthful, that such that if human beings weren't here, you know, a thing like a certain object, like a chair, would still be a chair, right? It would not be, you know, it would not lose its categorization as a chair, or like the set of all chairs, right? So, but that's just, I disagree. I'm a natural kinds anti-realist. I believe that human beings came to, you know, are just carving up reality according to what not is truthful, but what has utility, right? So there's utility in knowing that this right here, what I'm sitting in, is a chair, right? And that's why we carved up that concept of a chair that way. But if there was no utility in it, we wouldn't have done it, right? Just like, you know, we don't carve up half the wall right there and say, oh, you know, this half the wall is going to be a given concept and we're going to call it an X. We don't need to name that because it's not useful in saying that, you know, that's half, you know, that right there is half the wall or whatever. You know, so if there's not utility, you know, then it's not, the concept doesn't arise in my mind at least. All right. Holy shit. I'm getting backed up here. All right. Let's see. All right. Oh yeah, bud. The social masks are a disease. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Mobius. The social masks are a disease. I hate that. I hate it. It's a sickness. And JT Farms you say, Hyperdom, so true. We may all be illusions, and our concepts are just the consequence of this illusion. I have zero, and then Mobius, I have 0% education and a pretty reasonably high IQ. So yeah, right. You know, I mean, absolutely. There you go. And you know what? But when you talk and when I see you doing what you're doing, and like just communicating with the world and expressing your ideas and your wisdom, you're a fucking smart dude, man. And it's like, yeah, you don't need education, but there's this weird notion out there that like you need education to be considered smart. I don't know who fucking invented up that bullshit. You know what? Probably whoever was going to profit, right? Probably someone along the lines so back in the day was like, oh, I can make a lot of money if I start a college, if I can convince this set of people that like, this is the correct way of learning things. I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-intellectual. I think that's a perfectly legit thing. I'm happy. I went to college, and studied molecular bio and psychology for my undergrad, then went to, got my master's in philosophy. I got to learn about the shit that I wanted to learn about. So I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not an anti-intellectual. I'm just saying, whatever path you choose is equally valid. It's equally fine, and it has no bearing on your overall intelligence. All right, a pattern recognition. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I've been extremely talkative. I think it's time for me to slow down the energy. Allie, you say hi. I'm sorry for not following earlier. Glad to be here. Well, Allie, I'm so glad that you're here as well. Allie Smalls is a great fitness streamer here on Twitch, and she's a wonderful person. And you should check her out. Yeah, check her out. Thank you, Tara Time. She knows her stuff, and she's another person who cares about genuineness and openness and honesty. And that's another reason why you'd want to check her out and give her a follow. JT Farms, you say academia has its place, but it's not all that there is needed for education. Yeah, definitely. This is absolutely true, and these are things that need to be said. Oh, thank you for the shout out and the kind words. Well, yeah, you have a good stream. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how well if you caught my stream before or much, or I'm super open and genuine and honest. 3 years ago, I made that pact with myself that I was going to be as open and honest with the world as I possibly could. So I espouse the notion of radical open and honestness and genuineness. And so like yeah, you possess those traits. So I'm gonna say it like it is. You have a great stream. So if your stream sucked, I literally would fucking say right now her stream sucks, but it doesn't. It's great. It's a wonderful stream. So check it out. Definitely check out her stream. Okay. My energy is like off the charts right now. I'm going to slow it down, and because I think we all need a little meditation right now. Okay, so first of all, you'll want to be in nice, comfortable clothes. You don't want your clothes pulling on your skin or being a distraction during the meditation. And you also want to be seated in a comfortable position that works for you. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit with your back up against the wall, cross-legged. You can sit in a chair. Just sit in a position in which you'll be able to sit for approximately a half an hour. And close your eyes. And I have an Amitabha Buddhist chant that I play. And it has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds that you can use to help regulate your breath. So take a couple deep breaths on your own and sink into your position. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. And breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Find a nice, comfortable, regular breath count and stay true to your breath. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay focused on your breath. As you inhale through your nose, visualize yourself sitting atop a mountain. From your perch high up on the mountain, you watch the clouds beneath you. You watch as they move across the sky, as they merge into one another, and as they disappear across the horizon. Those clouds are your thoughts. Your thoughts come into existence, stay a while, and then leave, just like those clouds over the horizon. Choose to let go of your thoughts and focus on your breath. Inhale through your nose, raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, lowering your belly. And breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. When distracting thoughts enter your mind, watch them disappear like clouds, and return your focus to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Travel deep within to the source of creation and sit there for a while, residing in a place of perfect oneness. From that place of love, you see the love in all whom you encounter. And you can connect with the love in them and be free in your encounter. Inhale. And exhale, returning your focus to your breath. And breathe in. And breathe out, delving deep into that place of oneness within you. That place of oneness is your home. That place of oneness is where you eternally reside. It is only the ego that makes you think you've left that place of being. For in that place you were created, and in that place you were given immortality, and eternity is yours. From that place of oneness, you are immutable, you are omniscient and omnipresent. For you are one with love, which is the fundamental characteristic of creation. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in. And breathe out, traveling deep into your oneness and sitting there for a while in the place of perfect peace that we call home. All the ego dynamics fade away from your vision. For your energy chakras are opened up, and your third eye sight shines brightly and allows you to see the world as it truly is. From this perspective, you can see the noumenal world and the true objective nature of reality. And that is sight without ego. But when a dark shadow of ego clouds your vision, you will be like the characters in Plato's allegory of the cave, staring at the cave shadows on the wall. They flitter and they flutter from the reflection of the light outside the cave, but they are not things as they are in themselves. They're simply representations, and that's what we see when we see through the ego. Nothing but representations of truth, and fictions beyond our wildest imagination. But when we meditate, we travel deep down into capital T objective truth. For that truth resides within us and is the unifying principle of all creation. And when we come to recognize our oneness and recognize that our essence is love, we can share that love with those around us. We can see the love that exists in all of humanity, and we can connect with it and show the other that they are actually the same as us, perfect in every way, perfect in love. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. And breathe in. And breathe out, releasing all fear, worry, and tension from your body. Your essence is love. The manifestation of that essence is light. Your purpose is to see through your third eye without any ego and connect your light with the light in others. And by making this connection, you will free them from any ego that binds them to this world. And then they will proceed to connect with those around them. Pure love will spread like wildfire, burning all delusion and allowing for love to permeate everything unimpeded by ego. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your body. You are love. when distracting thoughts pop into your mind, watch them disappear like clouds floating over the horizon. For by being mindful, having a clear mind without chatter, you can travel deep down within to the source of creation and be in perfect oneness. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay focused on your breath. How long can you stay focused on your breath? If you're new to meditation, even a split second can seem like an eternity. But if you can clear your mind for a split second, you have achieved greatness. And eventually, through practice and dedication, you'll be able to clear your mind for longer periods of time. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, traveling deep into the heart chakra and watching the energy and light expand. For there, you are home. That is your eternal residence. You reside there in perfect love and in perfect oneness with all of humanity. The ego mind would have you think that you are not there, that you are in the phenomenal world. But the phenomenal world is simply a representation of shadows in Plato's cave. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. With a strong conviction that you are oneness and that your essence is love, you can conquer any battles and any demons that you may come into contact with in your life. Metaphorical demons, that is. Whether it's pain and suffering from life events or internal chaos within your body, you can conquer it all. Your essence is love. The manifestation of that love is light. Your purpose is to shine your light into all whom you encounter. Such that they may shine their awakened light to all whom they encounter. And love will flow unimpeded throughout all of humanity, awakening the oneness that has been persisting within us all along. We will see that light glow in every corner of every direction, and space-time itself will collapse, and we will be reunited in eternity. Take one final deep inhale. Make it the deepest breath of the day. And one final deep exhale, releasing all stress, fear, and worry from your being. I want to thank you so much for being here. Namaste from the third eye chakra. Namaste from the heart. I'm truly grateful that you were able to come here and share this holy moment with me in which we could meditate. Namaste, kittens. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Keith. You're an inspiration, man. You know, we gotta deal with Chicago style intensity sometimes, and it can be a bit overwhelming. You know, there's a lot of anger and frustration in our city. So if we can shine brightly and really connect with the love and light in the people around us, we can just at least if we try, we're doing a great service to our city. So thank you for being you. JT Farms, yes. Well, much love and gratitude to you as well. You're beyond words. You know, we're poets, and you leave me speechless at times. It's kind of funny, you know, because of all your kindness. You've been there all along. You know, you could have gone. You could have parted ways, you know, many times, but you stayed with me. You believed in me, and that means a lot. It means everything. Thank you so much. And I've been there for you. I have, because I care about you. You know, you're someone who has been through a lot, and I get it. I mean, I haven't been through nearly as much as you have, but you know, the bits and pieces that I've been through have really opened my eyes to what, you know, trauma can do and how it can affect one's own self and one's family. I mean, it's crazy, you know. It's crazy the effect that severe trauma can have on people, right? And then you just got to try to let it go and get back to who you really are. And it's so difficult, you know. The doctors want to prescribe medications, you know, counselors just want to talk about it, you know, and psychoanalysts want to psychoanalyze. But at the end of the day, we need to go within. We need to do the work and go within and explore it ourselves. And until we have that come to some kind of understanding, until we really can process what has happened in our world, we won't be able to be at peace. So yeah, you've become your best teacher. Absolutely. You know, it's funny, in my yoga class a couple days ago, that's what the instructor was saying. Actually, she said, you should be your own teacher. Actually, I think it was a yoga with Jen session I took here on Twitch. She said that you should one day become your best teacher. It was either yoga with Jen or Grace Yoga. I forget which one, but it was a wonderful thing that they said. Yeah, and as a teacher, I want to teach others to know what I know, and then they can go deeper and learn more on their own. You know, I can't do the inner work. You know, you got to want it. You got to want it for yourself in order to gain the rewards. Well, thank you again so much. Let's see who's all available to raid. Oh, virtual hug to you too, JT Farms. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a rough time, you know, these last few days, and I mean, to be honest, this whole pandemic has been pretty disastrous for me. In a lot of ways, it's been tough. In some ways, it's been really good because I was able to do a lot of self-work and self-improvement. But in some ways, it was very trying. You know, the lack of social contact was crazy. In fact, Twitch was like a huge, amazing thing that I found. You know, like, because it enabled me to join this beautiful fitness and health community and to connect with so many wonderful people out here. So yeah, I mean, like, it's funny that something like Twitch could really make such a difference in when everything's on lockdown. Okay, all right, let's do this. Let's raid someone. Let's see who's available. Oh, thank you, Terror Time. Much appreciated. Totally appreciated, Terror Time. Thank you. Let's see. Check me out streaming, but I think it's a rerun. I think the only other person I see out here, it's coming up for me, is Midwife Monica. We can rate her. Yeah, there are a lot of great DJs, and there's a great art community too on Twitch. You know, so there's a lot of positive categories popping up, and it's really cool. It's really cool that they're doing what they're doing and they're spreading the love. So that's nice. All right, we're gonna raid Midwife Monica. Thank you all again. Namaste, and hope you have a wonderful evening and a peaceful evening for that matter. And be true to yourself. Be true to yourself.